Hey guys, Scott here with Dad Bod Sports. Got a very special guest with me today. For most people, when you ask them who they looked up to with basketball, they say Jordan, they say Kobe. With me, I have college guys. I've got Chris Lofton, who is with me today. One of my inspirations, one of the reasons I love basketball. Chris, tell us what you got going on.
I appreciate you having me, first of all. I'm excited to be on here today and, tell my story. But, my name's Chris Lofton, played for the University of Tennessee, graduated in 2008, and it's from 08, 09 to 2019. I've been playing ball in Europe. So, these last 2 years, been trying to figure out, I've been doing some speaking engagements, well, small speaking engagements, not big, just working with kids, training a little bit, and, just trying to figure out my next move. It looks like maybe coaching is in the future, but, I still have the desire to play 1 to 2 more years. So just trying to figure all that right now and, staying close to God and talking to him and just being patient.
All right, that's great to hear. I actually started coaching my son's basketball team, and it's super exciting. But let's just get right into it. How did you find your passion for basketball? What made you want to play basketball?
I remember going to like high school games as a kid with my mom and dad. So they always kept me in the gym as a young kid. And just when my dad used to go play pickup ball when he was, younger, in his 30s, I remember going to the gym and watching him play and in between games, getting the basketball and going out there and running the shoot. And, I was just always around it. So it was like I had no choice but to love it because my parents loved it.
All right, that's great to hear. At Tennessee, now let me tell you something. I tell people all the time that so you and Troy Bell from Boston College are the two guys who I grew up idolizing like big time. You guys were like Steph Curry before Steph Curry. You guys were pulling up from, 25 feet, guy in the face, you were shaking them. It was a thing of beauty. And I like growing up, that meant so much to me. Seeing a little guy like that do that. So, I mean, what's your favorite college memory? Is it the buzzer beater in the tournament? That was unreal. Is it the shot over KD to win the game? What's the best moment?
The best moment? Actually, it's neither one of those. My best moment was when we were number 2 and Memphis was number 1. And we played in 2008. And, we won that game and we were number 1. So that's probably the best memory. And that's because, my freshman year, we were 13 and 17. We wasn't good. And to make that turnaround from going from that to being the number 1 team in the country was special. So that game, that end of the buzzer feeling after that game was the best feeling for sure.
All right. And you played with another dude who I was a pretty big fan of, CJ Watson. How good was CJ Watson at the college level? How nasty was he?
Yeah, CJ was great, man. I mean, you see it. He went to the G League, and ended up playing in the NBA for like 9 to 10 years. So, he's very talented. He was fun to play with. He could do a lot of things that he was very underrated as a player at Tennessee, in my opinion, for sure.
All right. And then your coach, Bruce Pearl, one of my favorite coaches of all time. I don't know anything about Bruce Pearl like personally, but watching his emotions on the court, the dude was a great recruiter. What did you like most about Bruce Pearl?
Just Bruce, he brought the energy every day. Practice, games, like he never changed. He was the same person he was every single day. Like he brought it. He worked hard. He watched film. He prepared us for the games, and we knew the other teams' plays when they were about to run them. And he's just the overall winner. Like he just prepared us. Starting with practice, like we were gonna be ready for the games. Got us in shape, and he was just a winner. He knew what it took to win, and I'm glad he instilled that in us when he came to Tennessee.
Awesome. That's great to hear. Yeah, I love Bruce Pearl. He's always been a dude I watch. Like you don't really watch coaches,
Mm-hmm.
but he draws your attention. Like you got to watch him. Him, Tom Izzo, Jim Boeheim, all these big name coaches are just they're electric, and I think that's great for kids. So with that, I guess my next question would be, who did you model your game after growing up? Who did you see and you were like, that pro player right there, that college player, I want to be that guy.
Well, I mean, I wanted to be like Michael Jordan, but I knew my game was like I wanted to be like Iverson, but he's a little more athletic than me. So let me think. One guy I like watched, I was like, maybe I could be like a poor man's version. Was I like watching Ray Allen. I liked, like one of my favorite was Gilbert Arenas. Like
Oh,
that, I loved watching Gilbert Arenas. Like that was what I used to try to be like. I used to call myself Agent 5. They call him Agent 0. I'd be like,
yeah.
I'm Agent 5, for Tennessee. So Gilbert was one of the guys I wanted about on my game. We were definitely not similar, but that's one of the guys I tried to, be like, of course.
He
Gilbert
was
Arenas.
nasty. Him at Zona with he was there with Jason Gardner, right?
Were they there together?
I think it was the year they lost to Duke in the championship.
That might have been it. You're right. That might have been it. I just saw
Gardner?
when I was in Tennessee, Gilbert was like in his prime with the Wizards. So that's where I was like, man, I want to be like Gilbert because he was one of the first ones pulling from deep threes,
From the
going to.
logo, yeah.
He was doing everything. Like he was getting to the basket. Like I was like, oh, I want my game to be like this.
He was a bucket. He was a straight bucket, man. Gilbert Arenas. I like that. That's something different. Like that's what I like to hear. That's real cool. Now, this is something that I ask everyone. Who is the best player you have ever played against? And you've played against, I mean, we saw you hit a shot over KD. You
Yeah.
played against, I think you played against D Rose.
Yeah.
So you
I mean,
played against,
those are the two right there. I always say those two. KD and D Rose they were definitely the two best players I've ever played against. Special players, just once in a lifetime talents right there. They were great.
yeah, people don't realize with like Derrick Rose, fast. Like you see him on the court and you're like, he's fast. But when you see it in person, I actually had the honor of Derrick Rose blowing past me in a game once. And I thought I was something good. And then I saw that and I was like, man, I better pay attention in school.
Yeah, he was explosive, man. He was explosive.
Yes, he was.
I wish he wouldn't have got hurt, the knee injuries and stuff, because
Yeah.
he was special. I think you got a visitor behind you.
Sorry about that.
No problem.
But yeah, so a little bit off basketball. Now you had a journey that was difficult that you overcame, and it was great. And actually, my partner in this Dad Bod Sports, Glenn, he's not a big college basketball fan at all, but your story, he knows your story. Like he likes the inspiration, the motivation, all that stuff. And you've got one of those stories. What was it? I guess what was the mindset when you were going through the difficulties? And if you want to explain kind of what you were going through.
Oh, just the mindset. I was, found out going into what was it? The end of my junior year of college, I found out I had cancer. So, that summer I had to do radiation and, recover. And it was just, it was a difficult time in my life for sure. I lost like 20 pounds. I couldn't work out. I couldn't play. And, at the time it was very difficult because I just, like when you're an athlete, I mean, I'm coming off 2007. I was SEC Player of the Year. Like, everything was great. Like I had a great year and, I was, getting NBA feedback a little bit. And it was just like, no, there's no way I got cancer. Like, you know what I'm saying? No way. And, I figured that out through a failed drug test in NCAA. We got back to Knoxville and I went and had tests done. And, the final test came back. It was either you have cancer or you're pregnant. So I was like, so I knew I wasn't pregnant, so it was difficult. But, my parents, I was born in grew up going to church and believing in God. So they were helping me along the way, giving me Bible verses and praying for me. And, I was praying. So, looking back at it, I'm glad I did what I went through because now, the part about it that I didn't understand back then, I was very selfish, why would this happen to me? What did I do to deserve this? And now I realize that God was using me to help other people. Now I get, Instagram Facebook messages about, people that's going through the same thing. And, I'm able to give them advice and help them through it. So, so that's what it's all about to me, and just helping people and serving people and making it more about other people instead of yourself.
Yeah, and you know, those bigger than basketball stories, those really are the ones. Those are the ones, you know, they weigh the most, and it's great to hear that. And you know, we're so happy that everything worked out for you and that you can give your advice and your story and help people going through the same challenges that you went through. That's a huge deal to us. You know, and it's something too. If you have a foundation or something that you do, we would love to help out. If do you have a foundation that you run or anything?
I don't right now.
You don't? All right. Well, when you do in the future, if you do, 100%, we want to help with that. We want to, you know, anything we can do to help a great cause. That's what we're all about.
Appreciate that.
So yeah, I'm gonna get you out of here in a little bit. I got one more thing for you. I talked to the guys at 19.9, and they said they've been talking to you. You
Yeah.
got a pair of these, right?
Yes, sir. I love
Oh
them.
man, how nasty are these shorts?
I love them, man. They're the best.
Oh man, I think I got like 10 pairs here already. I'm a big college basketball retro fan. I just can't stop. I'm addicted.
Yeah,
But
it takes me back because those are the ones we used to wear in 2008. So, like,
yeah,
I wear them. They're so good. I love them. You know,
yeah,
shout out
first
to
pair I
19.
bought.
Oh yeah, it's worth it. They're great.
Yeah, so yeah, shout out to 19.9 for this product. They just keep coming out with bangers too. Like I can't stop myself. And yeah, the first pair I had to get when I saw those Chris Lofton Tennessee shorts, I was like, oh damn, like okay, it's for real.
Those are
So
great.
amazing. The colors are beautiful, just great shorts. But Chris, I'm gonna thank you. We're gonna get you out of here. You probably got a lot going on. Thank you so much for coming on. For me being a huge college basketball fan and you being one of my like inspirations growing up, this means a lot to me. I can't thank you enough. I'm gonna keep in touch. I'll keep hitting you up, letting you know what we're doing. If there's anything else that you wanted to participate with us, we 100% want to have a guy like you on.
Appreciate it so much. Thanks for having me.
Yep, not a problem. Thank you very much, Chris. And this has been the Dad Bod Sports Pod. Thank you.
Thank you.